Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And today I want to talk about some characters that I see that are constantly like mismodded or that people don't realize need to be modded a certain way in order to take advantage of their kits. So with that said, let's hop in here. Before we get to the characters I've selected, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, and that way I know that you're enjoying this content, that you guys are, interacting with it, and we can help grow this channel even further. So with that said, let's get into the squad here, and let's look at Paploo first. So the reason we've selected Paploo here is because he has a part in his kit that says Paploo gains 25% speed whenever he doesn't have taunt. So while that doesn't sound like, anything crazy, right, because he's a tank, here's the thing, guys. He has a, where is it here? This one, that he calls an Ewok ally to assist. So if you're using this team, right, on offense, if your Paploo has that, gain 25% speed, so all of a sudden he starts taking a crazy amount of, goes first in the encounter because of that 25% speed, all of a sudden you can call your Ewok Elder, grant your Ewoks 10% turn meter, and boom, you're going to be able to outrun the other team and just completely run a turn meter train on them because your Paploo is getting your team going early. This is one of those parts of his kit that I think a lot of people don't realize is there, and that if there's a really fast Paploo on the other team, it can really throw off any counter that they're trying to do. Next is General Kenobi. So this is one that I see and I just cringe a lot, where in the current way he's utilized, which is with Padme and Jedi Master Kenobi, the only thing that matters is health. The reason is because protection up is not based on protection, it's based on max health. So the higher his max health is, the more bonus protection he's gaining, right? And so we want to take advantage of that and make him even thicker. Now, yes, against like Commander Tano, it won't matter because she's just going to force leap him right out the bat. But against any other team, right, or when people are countering this in GAC and they have to work through all that extra protection on Kenobi, it can be super, super, like, almost, I've seen it at times where Kenobi still has bonus protection after I've killed somebody else just because he has so much base max health, right? So here, I've got 4 health mods on my Kenobi, right? 120k health at Relic 8. I mean, guys, you really, really want to capitalize on his max health here. So next is Wat Tambor. So first what I want to read is unique here so you guys can see where we're going, right? So at the start of battle, other Separatists and Darkside droid allies gain max protection equal to 30% of Wat's max health. Now, what does that, I know that's a lot of words right there that kind of don't tie together, so how does that really work? So what they're saying is that Wat, we want him, so I have mine modded obviously with speed mods and then a health set, but I've got health primaries here, right? And so he's giving out 30% of his max health and turning that into max protection for Separatists and Darkside droid allies. So how do we want to work that? Well, the concept here is that he's going to give 30% of what I have is 90k, right? So that's 27,000 protection to each Separatist and Darkside droid ally at the start of battle, which that can be super important in both like territory battles if you use them with, Darkside droids or Separatist allies, but also I love using him with General Grievous droids in Conquest because it gives everybody a lot more survivability. And then the other thing is that by putting him in there, he's got a revive, he's got the different techs, right? And so by juicing up everybody's protection, by giving him a ton of health, you're making your team better. So next on the list is the Mandalorian Beskar armor. This is another one that I see, guys, where you want to make sure he's modded for offense, and that's because his whistling birds, right? They can't critically hit, right? They're not able to critically hit. They deal true damage, and anything that's dealing like true damage is based on offense, right? True damage attacks are based on offense or another stat. They can't critically hit, and so with that, we want to make sure that we have our Beskar armor Mando modded for as much offense as possible. And so you guys will see here, I've got, offense here. I've got a speed arrow. He's not the fastest character in my roster here. I kind of just have some gold mods on him to make sure that his ship is as fast as it can be right now. Eventually, I will be slicing his mods up to 6E, but we're just kind of, working through a whole bunch of characters with 6E mods right now that we're trying to make sure we get through that as fast as possible here. But otherwise, just giving him as much offense as you can pile on him will make his Whistling Birds deal as much damage as possible, and that way you can, potentially kill an important character on the other team. So then we've got Jedi Master Luke. This is another one, guys, that I see people mismod all the time, and it drives me crazy. So a lot of people I see will mod him to have like a ton of max health, and that just it does not make sense for a couple of reasons, right? So number one is that he can gain 20% max health by the end of the encounter if he uses his basic 10 times. So you can juice up his max health just by using him throughout the battle. And that's a really good mechanic here, because you think about that. I'm missing out because I have a speed set on him and a health set. I'm losing out on an additional 20% max health that by the end of the battle, I can make that up using his basic. Now, I'm sure everybody in the comments, you guys are thinking, oh, wait, but then you're missing out on, boosting it by even more because he'd have more health mods. Yes, but inside of here, right, so inside of his lead, if all allies are Jedi at the start of battle, Jedi Master Luke taunts while he has protection. So right there is a reason that you want to juice up his protection. The longer he has protection, the longer he's taunting. And I have seen battles where the enemy Jedi Master Luke or my Jedi Master Luke does not lose taunt because he's not losing protection, right? Because you can't make it through his protection. But here's the other thing, guys, is that inherited teachings, right, which is his, unique ability, a special ability he gives his Jedi allies, right? So they get the Jedi lessons, all that stuff. Then they're called to assist, dealing 90% less damage. Then they deal true damage to the target enemy based on 60% of Jedi Master Luke's max protection. So now all of a sudden you're looking and you're seeing why I'm saying protection is because the attack that you're going to be using the most, right? Like that is the ability I use the most in this squad is his, inherited teachings is based on how much max protection he has. So at Relic 7 with 4 protection mods here, my Jedi Master Luke has over 100,000 protection. You'll see on my square here that I've got a really nice 7% boost. And then here I've got flat protection and protection percent on this diamond. So with that 106k protection, I'm dealing about, I think it's, just call it 60,000 damage each time I'm using that inherited teachings. And there are not many characters who hit for 60,000 on their basic, right? Like even a Jedi Knight Luke at times might not be hitting that hard if he's not getting a critical hit. So that 60k all of a sudden just completely turns the battle and changes Jedi Master Luke from just this, taunting tank to all of a sudden juicing his team's damage. So the last 2 characters I wanted to cover, I'm not really going to dig into their kits too much. I just have them here, Droideka and B1. They cannot critically hit at all, right? There's no part of their kit that lets them critically hit. And so you just want them modded for offense. The thing with Droideka is that his basic here is that if they have higher speed than Droideka, his damage scales based on that damage difference. So if you have Droideka and you're attacking someone like a Grandmaster Yoda or Moff Gideon or one of those super fast characters, his damage is just going to be through the roof because he's attacking somebody with much higher speed than him. So with him, make sure that you're keeping his speed low, offense high. B1, it's just about offense. You do want some speed on him. The faster he is, the better that your General Grievous team will be, but you also want to make sure he does have offense because he's assisting whenever other Separatist allies take turns. Yeah, guys, so there's 7 characters that I see that just are, commonly mismodded, where they're just not, where people aren't giving them enough offense, or, modding General Kenobi for protection instead of health, and then the flip side with Jedi Master Luke, where they mod him for health instead of protection. So hopefully this just gives you guys some reasons to go through your roster, make sure that your mods are in order, and, get to the point where your characters are taking full advantage of their kits. In that way, you're performing better in Grand Arena, territory battles, and territory wars. As always, guys, like and subscribe, leave comments. Hopefully this helps you down the road, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.